Like I said, the chain match was an awesome pay-per-view. However, I wasn't really happy about the ending, but whatever it is, congratulations to The Miz again. He deserved it. I'm gonna go over some of the Raw after the Chamber news. They kicked off with The Miz, of course, right on time to turn on my TV. Had a celebration. John Morris was in the ring. Then all of a sudden, Bobby Lashley music hits. And the crazy thing is, MVP somehow negotiated a deal with The Miz in order to make him win the title. The Miz saying that's not the type of deal, but Lashley basically said, I'm the reason why you're holding that title, I'm the reason why you won it. And The Miz said he appreciated that, and he was about to thank him. And The Miz is trying to leave, and Lashley's like, he won a title match, and he said that was a deal. And he said if he doesn't give him a title match, he will be in another reality shows. I think Lashley said something about how The Miz got to the emergency room. That'll be a new show, and Lashley destroy him. I was like, wow. I was like, really? Lashley deserves it. Lashley talented. I've been saying this. Lashley just needs a world title push. He's just so talented. So a lot of people won't agree with me, you know, but I think Lashley deserves the push he's getting right now, especially the United States title run, longer run he had. He held that title all the way he won it back in last August of last year, and lost it this past Sunday. But basically, he made an order, and he said by the end of the night at 9 p.m., give him the title shot, or Lashley does destroy The Miz. And basically, time ran out. Lashley came out the ring. Lashley basically fight more ready, just in case The Miz say no. The Miz basically taking the time. He was like, I don't know what's going to happen. And all of a sudden, Braun Strowman music hits. Braun Strowman basically saying he needs a WWE title shot. He demanded a WWE title shot. Shane Man music hits, and Shane Man came with the idea. He said, Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman. He said if Braun Strowman wins, it'll be a triple threat match with The Miz versus Strowman versus Lashley for the WWE title on next week's Raw. It led to a main event, a huge main event, blockbuster main event. I gotta say, this is the day that sold the show. Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman brought the fight. He brought the courage. Almost so close to defeating Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley hit him with the spear, and boom. The match is set. It will be Lashley against The Miz in a one-on-one match for the WWE title. This is 16 years in the making. 16 years. And I'm sorry, Miz, but he's just gonna get squashed, okay? The Miz is just gonna get squashed. WWE shouldn't. Okay, this idea. Don't get me wrong. The Miz, like I said, he's talented. Don't get me wrong. I used to be a real big fan. Not saying I'm not now, but I used to be a real big fan of The Miz. No disrespect to him. He's awesome. He's talented. But WWE, if they make Lashley lose, it's like, what the point of even making the match? This is how I see WrestleMania going. I see Lashley win the title next week. The title that took him 6 years to get. I see him winning this WWE title. I see him going to WrestleMania facing a blockbuster opponent. I'm not going to tell you who I got in mind, but facing a good opponent for the title. I think having Lashley as world champion, especially on Raw, could draw huge ratings for the Raw brand. I'm a big fan of Lashley. I've been a big fan of Lashley ever since he returned it back to WWE back in 2018. I was like, this guy is talented. This guy should be in world title conversation, should be in the world title picture, and it's happening next Monday. The Miz, Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship next week on Raw. I'm picking Lashley. Lashley should be walking out. I'm gonna say right now, my prediction is Lashley walk out with a WWE Championship. Because that's how I book the show. It will only make sense. And maybe it could be a huge return. But who, you just never know. But Lashley will face the Miz for WWE title next week. Lashley, my pick. Lashley, my money on you, man. Team Lashley. Hopefully you win the title. Basically, what else happened on Raw? I'm gonna discuss one more thing. That's gonna be about it. Randy, for the past couple weeks, Randy Orton been having. You gotta say ever since 2 months ago. 2 months ago, the TLC pay-per-view, the last pay-per-view of 2020 of last year. The Fiend went against Randy Orton in the Firefly Funhouse Inferno match. That was an awesome match. I would say every time that's the greatest match in WWE history. That match is all my expectations. All the things I was looking for, the match delivered to the expectations I was looking for. Randy Orton burned the Fiend, and we haven't seen the Fiend since. Unless what's happened teasing for the past couple weeks ever since the Fiend got burned, that the Fiend could be reborn and the Fiend could be coming back to get his revenge on Randy Orton. I believe the Fiend is coming back. It's just when is he coming back? Again. So I'm thinking they're gonna hold off the Fiend return. That's how I'll do. I will hold off until after Fastlane. Cause that's the perfect. It's no other reason. I was expecting the Fiend to return at Chamber, but long story short, Randy Orton has been dealing with Alexa Bliss, unfortunately, ever since burning the Fiend. During Randy, like I said on the last episode of the podcast, Randy was in a gauntlet match against McIntyre for the Chamber. We're going to find out who's going to be the last man entering the Chamber. Unfortunately, Randy Orton got counted out by Alexa Bliss' face and her. Basically, Alexa Bliss in the Dome platforms, in the screens, and basically distracted Orton. Awesome, huge props to Alexa Bliss by that. That was awesome. Basically, cost Orton a match. Orton basically, on this past week on Raw, basically said that he burned the Fiend, and the Fiend has not come back. He said, it's time for him to move back to contention. He said, every time I try to move back to WWE title picture, Alexa Bliss keep on drawing the obstacle. But basically, they replayed Alexa Bliss saying the Fiend will be reborn. Then all of a sudden, black liquid came, I don't know what it is, black liquid came out of Randy Orton's mouth. At first he was coughing. I was like, did he just cough on camera or something? And then, basically, black liquid stuff came out of his mouth. Black liquid. Basically, he left the camera, and that's about it. They also announced Rhea Ripley is coming to Raw. I'm so excited. Can't wait to see her. I got huge props. I'm a big fan of Rhea. I can't wait to see what she can do. Hopefully, she can be future Raw Women's Champion. That's all for my podcast. Thank you for everybody that been supporting me. Recent Odyssey will be up here, of course, making his 7th appearance. Recent Odyssey is awesome. Check out his music on SoundClick. And as normal, subscribe to my YouTube channel. See y'all.